Norita Samsudin, a Malaysian lady who was a company executive and part-time model, was just 22 years old when she was found murdered on December 5, 2003. Her naked body was found by her housemates earlier that morning at their rented condominium. Her body was found on her bed with her limbs tied behind her back with wires and an undergarment. A pillowcase and a bolster case were used to tie her up, covering her face and mouth. It was reported that her housemates tried to resuscitate her and then called the police. There were no signs of a break-in and no valuables were missing. Norita's housemates said they had earlier encountered a tall and dark stranger with a strong body odor dashing out of their apartment on the day of the tragedy. One of her housemates tried to stop him, but he ignored them and walked away. According to the post-mortem report, Norita was either abused or had engaged in intercourse and died from suffocation. Police found several DNA samples that belonged to Norita and two male suspects. Several individuals were called for questioning, including Norita's boyfriend, her housemates, a Finnish national, and the security guards at the condominium. A 36-year-old engineer named Hanif Basri Abdul Rahman, who was then attached to the Shah Alam City Council, was later named as the main suspect, for his DNA was discovered in Norita's room. It was believed that Hanif was the last individual seen with her on the night she was killed. He was charged under Section 302 of the Penal Code for murder and put on trial. Found guilty, he could have been sentenced to death. A security guard at the condominium also testified that Hanif was a regular visitor. On July 1, 2004, the High Court acquitted Hanif without calling for his defense after a lengthy trial. The then High Court Judge Datuk Abdul Hamid Embong said there was insufficient evidence to warrant calling for his defense and that there were numerous holes in the prosecution case. He pointed out the two mysterious men linked to the murder, including the men with the body odor. Apparently, unknown male one was the last person to be with the deceased, as it was his hair and not Hanif's that was found on her bed. The appellate court in Putrajaya heard the prosecution's appeal against the acquittal on January 26, 2005. On January 29, 2005, Hanif walked out a free man again when the Court of Appeal upheld the acquittal, as it was unanimously agreed that the prosecution had not made out a case. Norita's murder remains unsolved, and it is believed that the murderer is still at large. Shortly after Hanif's acquittal, Norita's mother said the family would continue to pray that her daughter's murderer would be caught one day. Only God and that person knows the truth, she was reported as saying from the family home in Pokok Sena, Kedah in Malaysia. Her mother said Norita's favorite food was crab cooked in coconut milk, and she would be remembered for her gentle and caring nature.